Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. Hi everyone. Welcome in. Um, welcome everyone to Monica News and Views. Appreciate everybody for coming in. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for some people to enter in, then we're gonna get into it. Honey, it's Monday. Child, Mondays it seems like they are such a drag. So So it's Monday, but thank God it's Monday, and thank God we done made it through the day. Um, I hope everybody is doing good, guys. We're gonna get into this content, guys. I'm gonna give you guys. We're going to go back over some of the cases or the news that we have went over once before, so that we can talk about this. Thank you. Who is that? Hey, Sheila and Shalanthia, Coach. Hey, Shalanthia, how are you today? Shout out to the ones that are on Facebook. I appreciate you guys for coming in and giving me support. Um, I appreciate you guys. We're gonna talk about the Cal City boys. Um, they are going to be doing a special on them tomorrow in their local news. But oh, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I'm doing good. Um, hey Trisha, how you doing? Um, Shalanthia, hey Miss Laverne, how you doing? Thank you guys so much for coming in. Make sure you guys as well hit the like button. Hey Kendra, uh, hey Kendra, girl, I ain't seen you in a while. How you been doing? How's your family? Um, guys, tonight we're going to talk about Orrin and Orson West. And I'm gonna, if you guys want to say something to, we're gonna go back over the case, because the boys are, as you guys know, the boys are still still missing. They've been missing. They came up missing around this time, around Christmas time. They have adoptive parents. Their name is let me make sure that I get their names right. Um, let's see, Jacqueline and yeah, it just smell like something is burning, but it may just be me. But anyway, the adoptive parents, guys, Jacqueline and Trezell West. Everyone thinks, yeah, everyone thinks that the parents had a play, um, in these boys, being missing. Um, there there are reasons. I have found interviews from neighbors and things like that, and it's very strange that the neighbors, if I'm not mistaken, it's very strange that the neighbors, like, I swear, like, the neighbors are saying that they didn't see any children at the home, at their new home. They didn't see any children, and that is very peculiar. So what I'm gonna do, guys, we're gonna go back in time and we're going to look at the interview that the adoptive parents did. We're gonna look at the body language. We're gonna listen to the words, and we're going to see, and we're gonna listen to the mother, the adoptive. There, even the grandparents went, and child, even the grandparents went on the news, like ABC News or NBC News, and did a interview on the boys. But my thing is, if the neighbor said that they haven't seen you, those boys did not make it to that new house. I am very, that's just a big question mark, because you're going to hear kids playing. Y'all, if, I know if y'all can hear my kids playing, I know you can hear kids playing in the backyard. But we're going to listen to their interview from this may be a 2-day series. I don't know, because I have to touch on Victoria Rose Smith. There's a lot that hasn't came out with Victoria Rose Smith. I do want to let you guys know about that, and I'm gonna talk about her. But let's talk about Orrin Orson, because they've been missing for over a year. The police have had several leads. They've been got several items, but they cannot find these boys, and that is very strange. Um, I don't understand. Right, and that's true. Um, those boys never made it to that house, and it's very strange that you know we're gonna look at Jacqueline, because I got to go back. We got to look at this interview that they did with the news to see their body language, see, listen to the words that they are saying, watch her and watch him, and then we're gonna listen to the mother, because the mother, she was crying and all that, but they really didn't. I didn't like the fact that they really didn't show any emotions. But let's just see here. Um, Hold on just a second, guys. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I'm going to play this, guys. I do not own the rights to this, but we're definitely going to play it. Let me know if you can
For all
hear
the
it.
support we've seen, we've felt so helpless. And seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot. So, tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
It was cold. I was going to make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea. They're our youngest two, go outside and play with chalk in the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. I'm keeping them close. So I was playing with chalk. And I came to the house, saw them there. One house, I came back out. I didn't see him there. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, "Did you see the boys?" She said, "No, they should be outside playing with chalk." I said, "Well, I didn't see them," so I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that hadn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife, "We need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going." So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there, and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves, and I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching, and we appreciate it. And nobody ever could never talk to anybody, and that was the issue.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to thank you guys.
Please, if anybody has seen them, please call, let somebody know.
It called the cops. Call California City Police Department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you've seen anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious. Okay. They are going to be here in this area And I really would like to go in the houses, but it's not because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. If you got any questions.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh,
okay. I was just gonna say, this is the first time we're hearing from you guys. I can't imagine what you're going through. I can't even fathom it. For you guys, for people who are thinking that there's some kind of foul play involved.
I noticed that too.
We just spoke to the biological mother. She says she had a conversation with you guys, and that she thinks there's some kind of foul play involved. She thinks you guys did something.
That's understandable.
What's your response to that?
That's understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children. We named them. And
hey, ain't Nancy.
They are our children, and so we want them back. So please, if y'all could get back on what you guys were doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech, so they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So that's pretty much it.
Have you guys, you talked to the police all last night?
Yes.
What? So you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes.
the car.
Yes.
Did they get it? How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I
guys?
I don't see why they got one, but they got one.
Yeah,
we would have let them take
one,
anything.
but...
We would have let them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they take?
Just tech. And that's it. Like our phones.
From the house?
Why they so ex?
Oh, well, I guess should I answer that?
Answer it does, yeah.
Okay. So into the okay, and I guess I don't even know.
I see. Yeah, we seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put, they have more questions. There was literally a cop with us the whole time in there.
He had sitting down. We would ask him to go help. They had to sit
He
down.
said no.
He said, no, we got the best out there.
So
We need
it's
you
not.
guys here because we have some
I don't want you
questions.
guys thinking we
No.
didn't try. We actually
We
looked
tried.
before we called
We
police.
yes.
And I imagine the mind-boggling part is the search for
Hey,
information.
Nova Real
what
Show,
happened,
thank you
where
for
are they,
Yes.
et cetera, et cetera.
And we're
And just so we were able to present the information correctly, at what time did you guys notice your kids went missing? And at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about I believe I think it was about 4:30, 1:05. It was getting dark, like I said.
Hey, the McRae Kingz, how y'all doing?
That's about it. That's when everything played out.
And then when did you guys call the police to report them missing?
After we searched
Yeah.
a little bit around here, it was dark, so we definitely we got worried.
Right.
Would you say it was maybe within an hour, a couple hours?
No, it was within minutes of us getting finished with our search. It was within minutes.
What do you guys want people at home to understand about this situation? For them, even speaking about what you guys are feeling is difficult. What do you want them at home to understand about this whole situation?
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them, or anything, please call the police department.
Would you be willing to provide pictures? Do you have any?
I have older pictures. All my newest were on my phone.
lot of people are speaking of this as, after dramatic past tense. I want to talk about the kids in present tense. What kind of boys are these? Tell us about the boys.
Very playful, very rambunctious, and they do love to wrestle. They do love to kind of get rough with each other. They're kids. Of course, they would love to go out. So during the pandemic, we weren't trying to go, out here, and so we stayed inside.
Yes.
Yeah, we searched before we called the cops. That's what we said.
What time did they come up here?
They came and said right before it got dark. And then we called. I searched that property. I even drove around this neighborhood right here. I even talked to a gentleman on that side, one of those streets over there. I said, "Did you see some little black kids?" And that's the way I was gonna come. But when I came back home, I decided to call the cops because it was dark. They couldn't have got away that fast.
And why did it take two people to go in the house and leave two kids out here by themselves? It should have been one parent going in and one parent right here watching the child, not two parents going in the house and leaving two little kids out here by themselves for 10 minutes.
No, they were in the backyard. And the back gate was open.
Out the backyard.
And the back gate was open, and I was getting wood
So
from
you
this
guys
lot.
been unresponsible, left the gate open, left some little kids outside with the gate open.
All right. Sorry. You guys were talking about your boys or your, I understand. For a mother's intuition, I know you were saying, and we'll get your views after this, but you were saying how you feel like they are in this area. Do you feel the same way? And what is the intuition? What is the sense you get? What do you think happened to your boys? Do you think someone took them? Do you think they're lost? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely know they're not walking around. They're not that kind. They do not just roam around. These patches. They definitely. I think definitely would have been picked up or something.
I'm gonna respond to that after this.
Have they ever taken off something?
No.
I'm gonna respond after this what my thinking is. So guys, this is Orrin and Orson, guys. These are the pictures of the boys that are still missing on today. Now, what do you guys think of this interview? And I'm gonna give my opinion now.
All right, Chief Walker, I really appreciate you sitting down with me. It's about.
I think with the, you know what I'm saying, like him having his hands on his arm, when people get nervous, they get to sweaty. So he may have been trying to cover up that he was sweating under the armpit. Y'all, this is just an assumption, child. I'm just saying, think about it. If people are sweating under the arm and they're nervous, if they're nervous, people tend to sweat under their arm. So that's what he may have been hiding. Like, yeah, like, and then like, I didn't say he was busted. I'm saying he may have been covering up the sweat under his arm because he may have been a little bit on the nervous side. And then, see, I didn't know he left the kids outside for 10 minutes. So, and he said he left the back gate open, and because it seems like in Howard Productions. No, it wouldn't show. So that could be a defense mechanism as well. That could be a way of, a defense mechanism that he's used. Right. And so, because you could tell that like they had it, whatever it is that's going on, they had it down pat. Hold on just a second. So, y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all know how my kids do. Jayla got to make her entrance. So as I'm thinking, they're both. She's rocking. He has his hands under his arm. And it's like they're going through a series of how it happened. Like, okay, I went to get some firewood, but the firewood they said looked like twigs, allegedly. So you left the back gate open, like, and the kids just wandered off. Me either. I'm just assuming. Like I said, it's like a defense mechanism that he could have been using to keep, like Reese said, to keep his composure. Right. From what I'm gathering is because as we go along with this story, you're going to hear neighbors say that they didn't see any children at that home at all. They didn't see any children. They may have seen the two of the older children, but they never seen any smaller children. And that is very strange when you have more than you have like 6 adopted children. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying now. Look, okay, I get what you're saying now. So,
we just want to.
But then we find out as everything comes about that about the mother. And guys, when I researched, they do. Hey, Miss Mary, how you doing? The woman that was asking questions was the grandmama. See, the mother, I'm gonna play that. Wow, really? Oh, it may have been 4 kids. Look, I don't look, y'all. It's been a long time to me. Hold on. Yeah, it says, Jacqueline and Trezell have 6 children. 4 of the 6 are adopted. So they lied to this woman. They lied. I'm doing well. He lied on that child. I knew I was tripping. So they had 6 children. So that means something happened to the children beforehand. If they told the owner of the home they only had 4 children and only 4 children went to see granny and grandpa, so what happened to Orrin and Orson? Did something happen to Orrin and Orson? Let's listen into this. We're going to listen to the mother, how these boys. I'm going to tell you guys how Orrin ended up in foster care anyway. So this is what it says here. So it says here the siblings of Orson West is in foster care, and the judge is to determine if the parents will receive custody again. So they have lost the custody of their original children. This is crazy. Hey, Donna. Yes, tomorrow will make it a year. And how you doing? Yes, it was. Yeah, it's like four kids were adopted. Two of them they had on their own. So yes, that's true. Um, let's see here. Um, it says here that let's listen to the adopted grandparents went on
we start
Good
this half
Morning
hour with
America and talked about the missing boys. I just need to see. Because y'all, it came out, a lot of bad things came out about the biological mother we need to talk about. And we also need to listen to her interview. So it says here, let's see. Child, y'all, I can't focus. I'm about to get these kids. They just cutting up in the back. So it says here that that the adopted mother, her name is Ryan Dean. She accuses them of foul play, and she the kids were put up for adoption by their biological mother shortly after they were born. Orrin and Orson had been living with Trezell and Jacqueline in California at the time of their disappearance. And it says here, Trezell was like, they were playing with chalk, and I came into the house. But something ain't right. No. Let's listen to the mother. Because I don't. Let's listen to the mother interview. Okay, here it is. The biological mother. This is what they were saying about the biological mother. The reason why these kids ended up in foster care in the first place is because of the fact that the biological mother was messing with a man and she was in an abusive relationship, and something happened to one of those boys. So one of the boys got hurt, and the judge told her in order for her to you know how it is when you end up with a child abuse case or something like that, the judge require you to go to some parenting classes and do this and do that. Well, she didn't finish those classes, and so she got pregnant again, and they took both children because she wouldn't stop messing with the person that has endangered the child or something like that. Take it as that. But at the end of the day, them still are her children. And they was previously in another foster home, but before Jacqueline and Trezell, but because of the fact that the mother and the adoptee or other adoptive parent was in like ended up having a real close relationship, the foster care moved them out of that home, and they moved them with Trezell and Jacqueline, and they adopted them and things like that. Let me just be real, y'all, because both of these cases are tied to money. I I want to say this when it comes to people. Some people adopt children because of the money and all the benefits that goes along with adopting children. Here's my reason. I didn't know until I became friends with someone that maybe family was adopted someone, and they still work or whatever. Right. Yes, Trisha. And so with the adoption, with adopting children, you get a check every month for both kids. You get free food stamps. And you get a check. And you're able to file them on your taxes. And get a good adoption credit for it. So that's good money and you ain't got to work. So if you see a lot of people with 6, 7, like I have seen people with you be hearing about these foster parents with 6, 7 different adopted children. I bet you they're getting a check for every last one of those children, and they're getting good food stamps. Yeah, fostering children. I'm sorry, they're getting food stamps, and and once they adopt them fully and they become part of their family, they get extra money for it. So yes, fostering children, there is a benefit of it. So if you see people fostering children, that's the reason. Some of it, that's the reason why. Because some people don't like to work, and some people want their money. So that is the reason why. But we're gonna listen to. It's a 2-minute video of the mother. Yes, that's true as well, and the special needs people. Some people help people like I ain't gonna lie. Some people don't help somebody that's like kind of like maybe a little sickly, get on their little disability check, child, and they get their back time money, child, and may charge them their whole little disability back time money check. I'm gonna be real, y'all know it's true. They're charging their whole little disability. They the one that got their name on their check for them to be over their check just because they helped them to get on the check. Child, bless it in the name of Jesus. Do you hear me? Lord. So guys, let's listen on to this.
23BC News at 11. I'm Alex Bell in for Jessica Harrington. And the search continues for 2 toddlers from California City who were reported missing on Monday night. And now the FBI is involved in the search as well as the Kern County Sheriff's Office. 3 and 4-year-olds Orrin and Orson West, who are on your screen right now, they were reported missing around 5 p.m. yesterday. A search warrant was served at their foster parents' house today in Cal City, and the foster parents are still at police headquarters as of Tuesday, answering questions. Cal City police say that the parents are being cooperative and that law enforcement is not giving up on finding the toddlers. Police also say investigators are doing forensics exams on items taken out of the home today, and a search team that gathered by the house today spent hours looking for both of the boys, and the community is scared, confused, and angry, and so is the biological mother of both boys.
They've been missing since 5 p.m. yesterday, which is, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Dean says that imagining her boys are gone is a nightmare. She says that she misses them every day and is heartbroken that she isn't involved in their lives. Dean hopes that her children are okay and that she will be able to see them again.
If they find my kids, can they just give them back to me? Whatever I have to do to work on it to get them. I have a home, I have a car, I have a job, I have money. It's nothing to provide for them. I come from a good background, as you can see, and I don't understand. I just want my babies. If they find them, just give them back to me, please. That's all I want. If they just find them, I just want my kids back to me.
23BC did speak to the biological father of the 2 missing toddlers, who declined interviews and wished to keep their names private. If you have any information regarding this case, call Cal City Police at 760-373-8606.
Okay, guys. So I got something I got to say to the mother. To be honest, the kids would not be in this damn situation. Excuse my language. Let me go back. Let me take it back. The kids would not be in this situation if you wasn't selfish at the time. The last time she saw them was when I think was the last time when they was with the previous foster parent, because they said that she was kind of aggressive and they had Trigel and whatever her name and Jacqueline had to move a lot. So the crazy thing to me is, so a lot of people made this assumption that exactly that's what I'm saying. If your kids got taken from you, how she was crying right then should have been how she was crying when they took them from her. And she's supposed to be going to them parenting classes. I'm gonna keep it real. She should have went to those parenting classes and left that dude alone. And you would have had your children. They wouldn't be missing on today. And I may be sounding harsh, but hell, it's the truth. It's the truth. And then as soon as they ended up missing, you're crying. But because of, you have to realize you played a part in this, because they're your kid. You talking about, if they show back up, can you get them back? You still ain't gonna get them back, because it's still a process you have to go through to get your children back. You can't just say automatically, oh, my kids went missing because their parents, they are adopted now. So obviously you didn't do what it takes to keep them from being adopted. At first they were their foster parents. Now they're their adopted parents. That means they're a part of their family. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, I feel that way towards the adopted mother because of the fact that she could have got her kids before this even happened. Because a real mama, they're not selfish and want her children, gonna do whatever it takes. Do you hear me? My kids will not be in the system. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna go to those parenting classes every Tuesdays and Fridays, or Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Mondays and Wednesdays to get my kids back. Not be selfish. And then, because let me tell you something, just because you want that dude in that third leg, and y'all know what third leg I'm talking about. And then now you on the TV screen crying. Yes, I do feel sorry for her at a point, but there is also, you have to take accountability to your part in the situation. Not because of the boys are missing, why the boys ended up in the situation in the beginning. And that's my opinion about it. Now, if y'all don't feel that way, that's cool. But that's how I feel about this. Like, all you had to do was go to parenting class. All you had to do was stop smoking weed and pass the drug test. You so selfish, you couldn't even stop smoking weed. I know some people say weed is a herb, but if they're doing a drug test and they ask you, in order for you to get your children back, you have to be drug free. You have to do this. You have to do that. If you follow the guidelines, you'll get your children back. Even though they probably gonna throw something else at you, do that. Get your children back. And if you're in a situation where it causes harm to your children, like, that's why that's why we have to be careful who you allow around your children. I guess that's why I'll probably be single till they're 18. But I'm cool with it. Because guess what? Ain't nobody gonna play on my kids' top. Nobody. not even mine. No, you're not gonna put my kids me in a situation where I end up losing my children. No. I'd rather be alone. And that's just an honest, that's how I feel. Like, I feel sorry for her, because I know she wants her children. She loves her children. I'm not saying that she don't love her children, because that is a sign of a grieving mother. No, Howard. Now the story I got was, it was about a dude, and the baby was baby getting babysitted by somebody, and she got injuries, and the baby got injuries, and the baby ended up out the home because she left the child with the minor. I'm gonna be real. But they said that it was a domestic violence kind of situation too, and they said that she had to leave this person alone, and she wouldn't do it, and she had to stop smoking weed. The main thing was the weed situation. They wanted her to stop smoking weed. Child, if you know, I just know that, I'm gonna be honest. It's probably multiple stories I hear about the mother, biological mother, and how she did. But at the end of the day, she has to take ownership in her part that she played into why the boys, not why the boys are missing, but why the boys ended up in the situation in the first place. I understand as a single mother, you got to do what you got to do. No, you know how they do drug tests and stuff on you when you when you're trying to get your children back and stuff like that, and and stuff like that. And they said that she wouldn't stop smoking weed. Said she was failing her drug tests. So I guess, what I'm saying, somebody, you know how people will call the DHS office on you, but one of the babies ended up being hurt because they was left at home with a minor, allegedly. And they said that the baby was taken out the home, and she ended up pregnant again by another guy, and they asked her to stop messing with him. And then, like, honey, I done found one of the baby daddies. Yes, I did. He on YouTube too. So, he's on a news thing on YouTube, and my thing is, she has to. My heart goes out to her because no, yeah, I'm gonna play it. Child. What? Honey, I just, I told y'all I was gonna do an update, guys, and when I do the update, I want to bring you guys the truth. I want nothing to be alleged. I want it to all be fact, and you know what I'm saying. After you go back looking to a case, more stuff do come out, especially with Orrin and Orson. A lot of details have came out. Hey, Eat with C, how you doing? Yes, the babies are always first. The babies are always first. Thank you for coming in, boo. But my this is this, like I said, this is my view on this whole situation is like, we don't listen to the interview. We have listened to the interview of the parents, and we have recognized the body language. We have listened to their story, but it's still something with that is not adding up, because you went and got some wood at the back of your butt from the back of the house, child. It wasn't that much wood. You gather the wood because it's cold, child. He just telling them lies from a bunch of lies. The lies from a bunch of lies. Just lying. Hold on, y'all. So let me find. I had find the father. And let's see here. So we're going to listen to the grandparents of the missing brother. This is Trezel's parents. They was on Good Morning America, and let's hear what they have to say. Just allow me a moment here to get this up. So what do you guys, while we're going through this, in y'all hearts and in y'all spirits, what do you guys really think about this situation? Like, who do you guys think is the most guiltiest of them all? Like, what do you guys really think? By the time we finish everything out, I want to know, what do you guys really think happened to those boys? Do you guys think they sold off, or do you think the boys may have been killed, or the parents may have came too overwhelmed with 6 children and may have killed the boys? Because you remember he said they're a rambunctious group, so that means they're very active. Like my son, he's very active. So rambunctious means they get into stuff. And maybe Jacqueline became overwhelmed, and this is just maybe this is alleged. This could be true. She may have been overwhelmed with all those children in the home. Okay. So let's listen to the grandparents make their at the time they were 3 and 4. So they're going to be active because they're babies, and they ain't gonna sit down like mine. They ain't sat down since they ain't sat down since they've been out of school. Lord Jesus, they ain't sat down.
We begin tonight with a story you'll only see here on 17 News. The biological father of brothers Orson and Orrin West is talking publicly for the first time since the boys were reported.
This ain't it. This the biological father. This ain't what I'm trying to play right now. Okay.
2 young brothers who went missing from their backyard almost 7 weeks ago. The reward for their whereabouts now increasing. This morning, ABC News getting an exclusive interview as we learn about some threats allegedly being made against the boys' adopted family. ABC's Orrin joins us with more. Good morning, Orrin.
Good morning, Eva. For the first time, we're hearing from the adoptive dad's family. Look, these boys have been missing over 40 days, but a small California city determined to find them. This morning, the family of the adoptive father of the 2 California city brothers who vanished, speaking exclusively to ABC News.
I just know that they were really good parents as far as I was concerned.
We offered a reward out of our own pockets.
That reward for 4-year-old Orrin and 3-year-old Orson increasing to $120,000, contributed by multiple parties. Authorities receiving more than 2,000 tips and using imaging devices at their adoptive parents, Trezell West and his wife Jacqueline's home, to search for the boys. But now the adoptive dad's family says they're targets, not from authorities, but from the pockets, not from authorities, to search for the boys.
Now this is the back of the home where he claimed he gathered some wood. Do you see it? That's the back of the home where he left the gate unlocked. That don't look like nothing but twigs and dry wood and desert. That's what he said. He went to gather some wood. What do you guys think of that? Do that look like, would you, if you knew you need to go gather some wood, would you go buy some? Because it looked like you wouldn't find none right there unless you're cheap. And that would look like it ain't no, it ain't, them look like twigs and sticks. Go give me some cough drops. Tell me what you think. What do you guys think of this picture? Like, this is the back of their home. Child, this is the back of their home. And ain't no way you can say you gathering some wood and it'll look like nothing but some dead grass. What would it look like? It might be have a couple of lumber, a little bit of lumber, but that's about it. Y'all, hold on just a second. I'm gonna let this video play out. I'm sorry.
But now the adoptive dad's family says they're targets, not from authorities, but from the public.
It is misguided to blame uncles and aunts and grandparents for children who are missing that we love and care about and are trying to find.
Right now, there are people outside the home talking about where are the boys.
Police have not named any suspects.
I'm working so hard, literally day and night, to find these kids.
The boys were adopted in 2019 and disappeared late December. The adoptive parents saying they last saw them in their backyard.
Came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that had been cut out, I got in the van.
Neighbor surveillance showing Drizel jumping into that van looking for his boys, the couple then calling police. The chief maintaining hope, but still suspects foul play. The biological mother devastated.
I don't have not one evil bone in my body. And for this to happen to me, it's a lot for me.
As the community continues holding vigils, the family reminding everyone they are in deep pain too.
It's like the people don't realize that we are grieving, we are hurting just like they are.
The Wests have 4 other children. They are in protective custody. The chief saying this is protocol because those first 2 kids disappeared under their parents' care. Dan?
Wrenching story all the way around. Doreen, thank you very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Okay,
Robert.
so guys, stop, Jayla. I'm gonna kick you out. Okay, so guys, let's look in here into the chat. Y'all, she's just a thorn in my side I can't get rid of. So love her while you looking at her. So he says they sold it, the little boys. Chris said that they sold the little boys. I think the boys never made it there. I think so too, because if you look at the back of your yard, you can't be. I guess that's the only thing that he could come up with. So he just came up with, he came looking for some wood. I'm like, dude, wow. Look, where? Not wow, but where? Where you looking for some wood at? Not on that dry piece of land. Reese Cup, Jayla, get down. People that keep wood in the back tend to have a stockpile. Right. So if they have a stockpile, where his stockpile could be, because this is a dry desert in his backyard. Y'all, then the police showed the backyard. Where was the toys that the kids played in? What was something? He was gathering the fish-wood. Child, please.
What's that, Dad?
Yes, somebody knows something. Yes, I feel like she may. I believe, because she was kind of too nervous for me. I believe that she may have became too overwhelmed with 6 children. Get it up and go sit down and go get on your tablet.
Tablet?
Yeah, go get on your tablet.
Why do you like a food?
Thank you, she's spoiled. He was gathering the fish.
My mouth stopped.
Child.
Can I get some water?
They never made it.
Can I get some
they
water?
sold those little boys to get their house.
Can I get some water?
Go, yeah, please go get some water. Yeah.
Can I put some red juice in it?
Yeah. You just go ahead on. Get out the basket.
Mm-hmm. That's your trash can.
Okay, now get out of there.
Here's a trash can.
Okay, thank you. Even C said, hey, Jayla Boo.
Hey.
Y'all, she's something serious with herself. Anyway, like, if they sold her, and then what I'm saying, they could have seen where, we've been overwhelmed with all these children. They've been overwhelmed with all those children. Trisha said, let's get that man to chop. Trisha, he didn't have no wood to chop. Where? He had no wood to chop. Where? It was a dry desert. It was dry land. Like, he had some twigs to pick up. That man, they came up with that. Now, they need to go ahead and admit they came up with that now. I might not know, you know what I'm saying, that their parents may knew nothing about it. His parents and his brother may not knew, you know, his brother is like prominent in the NAACP. So they put up money and stuff towards trying to find the boys.
Mama, it's not my water in the refrigerator.
Well, put some in there.
The new water?
Yeah, put the new water. Just drink all the water, juice, whatever. But he ain't chop no wood. No, he ain't chop no wood. They did something. If they sold those boys off, they will never be found. They probably been found off in the black market somewhere. Y'all, this is true. Because somebody told me a story that it's people that are very, very well off. I'm going to tell y'all the story that a lady told me. Y'all going to think this is crazy. And I thought it was too. This lady, she don't supposed to be having some children, right? So she sell her children like on the black market. And so she said that it's these rich people, maybe like in California and places like that, they couldn't have. They couldn't have because on someone's video, it says it was only 4 people that got in the van, or 4 kids got in the van. So that's not true. And so this lady, she like, they doctored up some type of paperwork, and she got paid to have. She went and had the baby, pushed it out, and I swear to God, she got paid, and they did some undercover stuff at the hospital for the rich people. And this rich couple that needed a baby got a baby, and they just paid her for the baby. So this stuff is real, child. This is crazy. This is crazy. And when I heard that story that this girl did that, she was like, yeah, she did it like 2 or 3 times, just to the same couple or the same, like, y'all know all rich people know each other. So if they need it, like, if their wife can't have children, and this somebody that's on the black market that says, hey, you know, you give me a certain amount of money, I'll sell you my child. I couldn't be able to live with myself. I could not be able to live with myself knowing that I have sold my child just for a few dollars, child. I'm good on all that. Anyway, guys, we're gonna listen to hold on. Okay, so it says the police also searched an East Bakersfield home in connection to the missing boys. Let's listen to this.
Since the 2 California City boys went missing, the Bakersfield Police Department are now in charge of the investigation. Just last weekend, another part of Bakersfield was searched by BPD, and tonight we are learning new developments from the scene of one of the adoptive parents' family members' home. 23 BC's Leslie Gooden is live in East Bakersfield and has been following these developments and has more after speaking with a neighbor in the area. Good evening, Leslie.
That's right, Alex. We have been out here all evening. I'm here off of Potomac Avenue in East Bakersfield, and I'm in the neighborhood of the adoptive grandparents' area. Now, again, I have to tell you, just to remind you of this area, just a few weeks ago, a prayer was held here for Orson and Orrin West just a few weeks ago by the biological family as well. And we were just 10 minutes away where the Bakersfield Police Department conducted a very massive search near the Casa Loma Apartments near Cottonwood Road and East Pacheco Road just last weekend. And like as you mentioned, they have taken over this investigation. And according to neighbors, they tell me that they saw the Bakersfield Police Department out here earlier today as well. We have yet to been able to confirm if they were indeed conducting a search. But take a listen to what this one neighbor told me about how she felt about seeing the Bakersfield Police Department on the scene.
Oh, that makes me feel good because I know that I have grandkids. I have a 3 and 4 year old. Well, I have 4 grandchildren, 8-year-old twins, and then I have a 3 and 4 year old. So the 3 and 4 year olds the same age as they are, and I can just imagine if they were going, I'd be looking too. And I can't say that I wouldn't want to do everything that they're doing. I can't say that I wouldn't want to jump the fence and do a search myself, because you never know what you're going to feel when you're in that position. Something's brewing. I feel that something's brewing, and it's going to blow up pretty soon. So hopefully they'll find them, and hopefully they're okay.
And again, we heard from several neighbors and several sources who shared with us that, in fact, they did see the Bakersfield Police Department out here, and they also believe they were detectives. And again, we are still waiting for that confirmation, so be sure to tune in here and be sure to go to our website.
All right.
Today marks 9 months since 2 brothers disappeared from.
Okay, so guys, what I'm looking for now, guys,
Tonight, people will gather in downtown Bakersfield.
Okay, so I'm gonna find the father's interview. Let me find them. Now, Chris, you were talking about how many kids got in the family.
Manuel Carter.
Well, here is the video before I show the father. They said that the grainy. Let's see if we can find it. The grainy video from the neighbor. Let me find it. They don't have it out. So what I'm gonna do is just pay, and then I'm gonna play the last video of the father. Y'all gonna trip at this because it was a grainy video with 4 kids entering into the vehicle and no one else. So that is kind of crazy. I think. Hold on, just a second, because I don't want to give you the wrong information. It's been so long since I know Orrin and Orson at the time was 3 and 4. And so says here, let's see. I'm gonna give it to you just a minute, Reese. So the babies was 3 and 4. I think one of them was like teenagery, because it says here that Jacqueline was 31, Trezell is 34. Let's see. I don't think they released the ages. Hold on. Yes, I know that they usually. I think their oldest was like 13 or like 16. I think. It don't give me that information. Um, for some reason, they just give the information of the boys. But I wondered, have they talked to the children and asked the children what happened to the boys? Yeah, it says okay. Let's see here. It says here. It doesn't give me that information at all. So I'm going to just play the video of the biological father. It is. You're telling the truth. You're telling the truth.
From our 17 follow-up file, it has been 2 weeks of a mother grieving the loss of her daughter at the hands of her son-in-law in a southeast Bakersfield murder-suicide. 17's Kristin Galeno spoke.
Hey, Tammy. Well, Miss Ana Enriquez is still hurting, processing, and in disbelief. Only God knows how I am still standing. The word screaming mother Ana Enriquez speaks as she ponders on the.
Now that guy. Oh no, this ain't it. Hold on. Here it is. Child, I don't know how I missed that. Okay, guys, here it is. I apologize.
In tonight with a story you'll only see here on 17 News. The biological father of brothers Orson and Orrin West is talking publicly for the first time since the boys were reported missing 10 months ago by their adoptive parents in California City. 17's Kristin Galeno has more.
Another month and still no answers as to the whereabouts of Orson and Orrin West. But the boys' biological family is still holding out hope they'll be found safe.
So I don't want my kids to be deceased. I want them to come back home because my kids is all I got. After my parents go, it's just me and my kids.
Charles Pettis is the biological father of Orrin and Orson, whose birth names were Classic and Sincere. The boys were removed from their biological mother's home by Child Protective Services and adopted by Trezell and Jacqueline West in September of 2020.
I was going through family members' phones and they were showing it, and we watched the news, and that's how we found out. We didn't even know that they sent them out to some different people.
The West reported Orrin and Orson missing from their California City home 3 months later on December 21st. Since then, the boys' biological family has held monthly prayer vigils and conducted their own searches, but no sign of the boys. The Bakersfield Police Department, which took over the investigation 7 months ago, insists it's not a cold case.
I want no one to think that it's a cold case because when you get up, when it get quiet, it's like nobody think about them no more. But we're gonna keep going until I'm gonna keep going until God calls me home, or I just can't, So I'm here to the end.
Pettis, who lost another child in an accident, he's remaining hopeful he will see his sons again.
Because they took my family, they took my life away from me. My kids is my life. No matter how long it takes, how hard it's going to be, I won't give up. I will never give up.
In Bakersfield, Kristin Galeno, 17 News.
Now, y'all know I got questions. Okay, so he said his kids, well, sir. Okay, what y'all think, first of all? What y'all think? What do y'all have to say about what the father said? This is how I feel. My thing is, usually when they remove a child from the good night Howard production. If they, I feel like if they removed it from the mother's home, she was saying the Donna. If they moved, I don't get it. Like usually the father will try to make an attempt. That's what I'm trying to be nice. I really am. I'm trying to be nice and say something nice because you're like, yeah, my kids are my whole world. If your kids are your whole world, why you didn't attempt to get them? Because I bet you made no attempt to go see them when the mother went to see them with the other foster parent. like he said his kids are his world. Yes, your children are your world, but if your children are your world, when do you become unselfish? That means stop being selfish. When you know that your children were in foster care, that was the time as you as a man. This was the time for you as a man to go get the children unless you're not capable of raising them yourself. And that means because you may have a background of domestic violence, you may have a felony or things like that to which you can't even get your own children. Like, that's why you have to keep your record clean, because stuff like this will happen and the children end up in foster care, and then you can't get them out, and then they stuck with people. Be on the right side of the law. Trisha said, Allie Boba looking at it. Right, like this is like it's tragic for him to say something after 10 months later when he should have been saying something in the beginning. I know we like, but Monkey, you shouldn't judge him. Right, because like most men that are real fathers, they would never allow them. They'll do anything possible because usually, because I have been in, and because our family have been in a situation where children was removed out the home. They're going to, one thing about Child Protective Services, they're not going to automatically remove the children from the home and not see if someone from the family were able to take them in. Because my family was in that situation. And if somebody's able to take them in, the CPS going to say, well, okay, we got to come and inspect the home to make sure the home is okay and safe. They're going to run your background to make sure you don't have any felonies and things like that. And if you come out clean, the kids can stay with you until the mother get her crap together, and then they can go back to their mama. Because it's easier when it's with your family than them going to the foster care system. I don't know, but he ain't talking to y'all. He said his kids in his world. Child, please. I know, Reese, but I be trying to girl, when it comes to your children, if they your world, if they mean everything to you, you do everything possible to get them back. Because, honey, I'll be crying every day. Not crying when they ended up missing. I would have been crying every day they were gone. Knowing me, I ain't trying to show shade at the mother because she does have other children that she provide for. But because of what ended up happening, the baby had a broken femur, child. That's because she was left with the minor. Well, he said that his kids is his world and that, he previously had a child that passed away. And that should let you know that, that should make him feel some kind of way because you created all these kids and then you never made the attempt to really be in their life. Fathers, if you are listening, fathers, if you are listening, be a man. Basically, stop being selfish. These kids did not ask to be here. And I do want to say this. Put the weed, if your children get taken from you because of an incident, put the weed down, put the crack down, put every drug down, put the alcohol down, go get you a job, get you a decent lawyer, or go to the parenting classes that they are requiring you to do and get your children back. But some of you don't care like that. You worried about the next high because you're so addicted to weed. You worried about the next alcohol. When the next time you can get a drink of King Cobra. And instead of thinking about your children, you only thinking about yourself. And then when those kids end up in foster care, you go through things like this, then you want to step on the scene like you're the greatest parent of them all. And I really just don't damn believe that. I'm not judging, but hell, it's the truth. And I know this sounds mean, but it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? You should have been crying and getting after your kids. You should have put the weed down. And he should have been a better father when he found out that his kids was in the foster care system instead of, I heard it on the news. I heard it on the news about, they were missing. And that's how we found out. So were you worried about them any other time after you heard about the news? Child, that's that malt liquor. That's that malt liquor, child. So I'm just gonna be honest though. They not only did Trezell and Jacqueline fail the boys, but their biological parents did too. Because they wouldn't be in that situation if they wasn't selfish and did right by them. All you had to do was stop smoking weed, sister. And you couldn't do it. I know, Reese. It's so many selfish parents. I hate to say this on YouTube, but it is so many selfish parents that's worried about themselves and what makes them happy. They look at their child, some parents look at their child as an inconvenience, more as looking at them as a blessing, looking at them as people that are going to love them unconditionally. Looking at them like, that's a hindrance. I can't do what I want to do. I can't smoke no weed. I can't go lay down. I can't go lay down and screw this man. I can't lower down and screw this woman because I got these kids. Child, I think me having kids was the best thing that ever happened in my life. They get on your nerves. They hard-headed. But they are the best thing you can. If you want real love and unconditional love, look at your children. Even though those Orson classic and sincere parents wasn't ish, they probably still love their ish parents. Anyway, so guys, the news came out and said that they're going to do, tomorrow is the anniversary, and I just might as well just take Victoria Rose Smith. No, because they couldn't take them in. They could not and refused not to take them in. And that's ridiculous. And that is sad. Oh, child, my stomach growling. I don't even. He just got on the news trying to sound. He just done made me angry. I know, true. I know. So 5 days ago, the news have came out with something because tomorrow is the anniversary of Orrin and Orson's West. And I wanted to get in I want to recap this, guys, and we're going to play this video because tomorrow they are going to be doing they're going to rehash this this story of Orrin and Orson. I want you guys to listen to this and then we'll give our opinion again on the situation. Yeah, I swear I'm coming down with a cold or something.
And here at home, it's been nearly a year since authorities and volunteers began searching for two young boys, Orrin and Orson West, in California City. Bakersfield police officials releasing an update on the case this week. The department says since June, they've executed 4 more search warrants, interviewed 33 more people, conducted 11 more mass area searches, and 4 out-of-state searches. Over 170 items have also been collected since BPD announced they were taking over the investigation in March. Foster parents Trezell and Jacqueline West reported the 3- and 4-year-old had disappeared from their California City residence last December. They say the boys went missing from the backyard while the adoptive father was gathering firewood. The family of 8 moved to the town in September of 2020 from Bakersfield, but neighbors say they never saw any of the 6 children outside.
That there were never any children back there, and we're home 98% of the time. They didn't even have any animals there. If they had animals in that house, they weren't in the backyard either.
23 ABC is taking a look back at the case and investigations over the past year. We speak with neighbors, a private investigator, law enforcement, and family members. Our special edition airs Tuesday, December 21st at 7 p.m. That day will mark 1 year since Orson and Orrin West were reported missing.
All right, guys. So that is the complete update of Orrin and Orson. Tomorrow they will do a live broadcast on it tomorrow. So guys, look forward to that. Now y'all hear the neighbor now. She said they at home 98% of the time. They ain't heard a dog. They ain't heard a cat. They ain't even seen no 6 children. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Now you know that she was looking and she knows it. And she was looking. So if you ain't seen no cat, no dog, or no children, something ain't right. Unless you let the kids stay in the house 34. But something ain't right with that. Something is not right with that. Whatever happened to those boys, I pray they be found. And like I said, my heart goes out to the mother for sure. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people may feel like, Monica, you might be harsh on the mother, but you get on the TV crying, but you could have had your kids back if you stopped smoking weed. That's all you had to do was go to parenting class and stop smoking freaking weed. And the father, whatever you were doing on the streets, you couldn't stop doing for you to get your boys. So not only did Jacqueline and Trezell should be held accountable, y'all should do, because y'all failed them. Okay, guys. Tomorrow we will. That is the recap for tonight of one of those cases that, the stories that I have covered this year. Tomorrow, guys, we going to do y'all want to hear about Victoria Rose Smith, or do you guys want to hear about the interview with the grandmother about the 15-year-old girl that was stabbed back in Louisiana? Now, that video, like, they did find out who the 13-year-old, it was a 13-year-old girl, y'all, that stabbed and killed this child. Well, People need to change their mentality. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, guys, I covered the story. I may not cover Victoria Rose Smith, but I may need to go back over it. Whichever one, I may just ask my members what would be better. But whatever you guys, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to do Victoria Rose Smith? She was the little white girl that was killed by, she was beaten to death by her adoptive mother. I understand Reese. And the father, he didn't touch her, but I feel like it kind of stemmed from jealousy and her being overwhelmed. She was on Worst Cook of America. Her name was Ariel Robinson. We can cover that now, or y'all want to cover it tomorrow. But I know it's getting late because, child, I could talk about Orrin and Orson all day. But tomorrow we'll talk about Victoria Rose Smith, and Wednesday we'll talk about the 15-year-old girl, and then Thursday we'll have our little kickback. Maybe Thursday or it might be Friday. But I do want to go over Ma'Khia Bryant. Y'all want to go over? You want to do it now, Reese? Child. Okay. If y'all gonna stay up with me, hey, cause child, all I got to do is get up, get out the bed, and go to work. Cause child, I ain't got to go nowhere, and I'm stuck at home with these children. So let me see you guys. So guys, I do want to show a picture of Victoria Rose Smith. She was so cute, and she was unfortunately the system did fail her. She had died of multiple blunt force trauma to the brain because of child abuse. Child, we're going to listen to what the husband account of what had happened, because they had to go to court separately. He got a bond, but she didn't. And we're gonna listen to that, and I want to get you guys' opinions on that. I do want to pull up a picture of Victoria Rose Smith. See, Reese, I don't think you may have noticed, but child, I hate to put her beside this cute little girl. She was so cute. And I know she was very talkative because, child, if she anything like Jayla. Hold on. Child. I hate to even show this picture. I really do, but child, I got to. But we're going to hear the 911 call, guys. We're going to hear the 911 call. This is Victoria Rose Smith. Victoria Rose Smith was this very vibrant, pretty hair little girl. She was beaten by her adopted mother. She won Worst Cook in America, and she killed this little girl. She whooped her. And I want the best way to recap everything. I'm going to play the 911 call. The husband, let me just read this. Okay. Hold on. And guys, you can see where this woman, she was beating this baby. She had bruises and everything on her. And Ariel Robinson, man, she wrong for this. And she's exactly where she needs to be. Then gonna get mad because she didn't get no bond. Baby, you done killed the whole child. Hold on just a minute. You done killed an entire child. You whooped her to death. You did. Hold on just a second. Oh no, that's in my videos. Hold on, let me just Google it. I mean, YouTube it. Okay, guys, here is the 911 call of Victoria Rose Smith.
Basketball is
Hold on
back.
just a second.
If you have an emergency, our daughter is on responsible. She's drunk a lot of water. We're trying to pump, like, people hard to get out. What addressing that? And I'll get you over to EMS, so hang on. EMS and fire with the address of your emergency. Okay? And the phone number you're calling me from? Is anyone there tested positive for COVID-19 or had a high-risk exposure to COVID-19 positive patient? No. Tell me exactly what happened. Our 3-year-old daughter is soaking on water right now. Your 3-year-old daughter is what? Soaking on water right now. We need help immediately. Okay. We'll get help on the way. Okay. Is she coughing, like choking, or no, she's not or what?
So he got on there and said that the baby was choking on water. Child, you know what I'm saying? You know, little girl, I guess she's saying the little girl was too sassy at the mouth and things like that. Let me see here. Now, this is Victoria Rose Smith's mother. We're going to listen to it. Her name is Casey, and she. Hold on. We're gonna listen to it.
Photo of the home where the abuse took place.
She's very loving, very cuddly, and that's all I remember is her just going around to each person in my family and making sure that she got good with everything. Sure, because that was a big visit. Everybody came. Can you list? My brother, his wife, my niece Taylor, my mother, my father, which is that's their favorite person in the world, their papa, and me, my sister and her husband, my aunt Stacy, just my grandmother, my papa, who had multiple hospital visits back to back and is now has an autoimmune disease and just can't care for himself. But we got him in the wheelchair and brought him out so that he could say goodbye to you. And she sat in his lap and didn't even get upset, even though the chair scares her. She was just so brave. Yeah, it was so sad. So all those people were able and wanted to keep fighting with you. What all did you do to get to that point where you were trying so hard to prove that you wanted that? I did. From the very beginning, I made it very clear that I would do anything DSS told me. From at the beginning, they were very content with how fast I was doing. I had to do parenting classes. I did the in-home parenting. I did it at the Dream Center. I did both because I missed a class on one, and they sent me to another. So I did 2 parenting classes, and I did 26 weeks of pattern awareness classes. I did the 2 times a week for 12 weeks at the Phoenix Center while pregnant, and I didn't have a vehicle, so I had to find rides to do. It was difficult. They knew that. I asked for help multiple times. It was just one thing after another after another.
I'm gonna get to that.
My living situation got bounced around back and forth, and I've asked for help for that, and it's just roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And every time I get so close, and I completed all of the things that they asked me to do. But every time I got close to finish, it was something else. mandatory things that you have to have according to the DSS. What was the one? The home, housing.
So can I ask you a question?
I did pass a home study twice with 2 homes previous to that home study, but by the end of it, I've been going through so much I just couldn't maintain. And so I felt like DSS made me feel that it was better for them that, they had, and Victoria was with a loving foster family. And I thought in my heart that that's where they were going, and that, or someone like that, a family like that, I thought that's what the system was for. And so I thought, well, if they can have better, happier lives and become better, versions of themselves, then I guess that's okay. And DSS, I trusted them, and they failed.
Because you said the end result, they were like saying you may be put on child support.
Yeah, they kind of like bullied me into it towards the end. I felt like it was not even much, just more if I wanted to or if it was better for them, because you're always gonna think, well, I'm still their mom, so I'm better for them at the end of the day. But they scared me, saying things like that. Every 3 months you can't pay child support, you'll end up in jail. Or your kids are gonna be drugged through this court case or trial where they have to get up on stand and testify, and you don't want them to have to go through that. And so I thought, okay, well, if it's going to be detrimental to their health, and I'm going to end up going to jail, nobody wants to be in jail.
Right. And you never physically abuse your children.
No, I don't even I very rarely spank my children. Like, you don't have to. My kids are very well behaved. They're good kids. Victoria is the sweetest baby in the whole world. The only time she ever cries is when that little fat baby is hungry. Like, I can't imagine what she would have done.
So I'm going to leave that right here. So this is Casey, her mother. I forgot her last name. Sorry. But she was taken, like Victoria Rose Smith was in a previous foster parent home. She was well taken care of, and they just took her out the home. See, Victoria Rose Smith, she also had 2 brothers. That were adopted with her as well, and they wanted to keep the children together. So what they did was they since Ariel, she wanted a little girl so bad that she accepted all the children. But I think Ariel became too overwhelmed with having too many children, and she done abused this child, and this she abused the baby. Let me get her the family picture up of them, because Rose Smith had brothers, and guys, let me show you some of these pictures that that this baby was being abused by Ariel. She, what I'm saying, how you can, like they say, spoil the child, spoil the rod, spoil the child, but what was happening to Victoria Rose wasn't right. Look at this. She got a bruise on her hand. Let me go up. You'll start. Like, it seemed like she was grabbing her and doing things to her. She kept it. It's not that she wasn't keeping them well dressed or anything. Y'all, hold on. And this is one picture. And then the baby had a black eye. I don't know. They said this is Ariel and her husband. This is when they were seeing her family. Lord, they just bless them. That's all I'm gonna say. She had a red patch on her neck. Bruising on her face. A red mark on her forehead. And this is her brothers. They said that hey, Miss Sheila, how you doing? Y'all, can y'all see this? Lord, I ain't showed y'all nothing. I'm sorry, I ain't showed y'all nothing. Why y'all didn't well, I ain't been paying attention to the chat. Let me get y'all up here. Hold on, y'all. There you go. This is the family. They supposedly was getting ready to adopt Victoria Rose and her 3 brothers. her two brothers the week before she died, or the day before she died. But because of Ariel's abuse, they weren't able to. And that's good because the baby, she didn't deserve these kids, and she's sitting up there, she's gonna kill all of them. She was gonna kill all of them. I think that she became overwhelmed. She thought she could handle 4 boys and 1 girl. Let me get my. Oh, y'all ain't seen anything. Sorry, child. There go the picture. Look, I'm just going through the pictures. Lord, y'all could have said Monica. Sorry, y'all. But anyway. So let me play. What I'm going to do now, guys, the bond hearing is going to give you more details on what happened to Victoria Rose Smith, because Ariel's husband gave great details on what she did to this poor baby. This woman she was jealous of this little girl. She was actually jealous of this little girl. So let me finish this out. Let's see. Because he didn't even want to get. They said that when the police came, they said that the baby had lacerations, marks all over her body. I'm like, what did you do? Beat her to death? So listen in, guys.
All right. This is good.
Yes, ma'am. May I please before you, are we ready to proceed?
We are ready to proceed.
Okay. Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. Before you is Ariel Robinson. She is charged with homicide by child abuse under warrant 2021 A 233-204-00037. I'm Kristin for the state. Ms. Robinson is represented by Bill Boughton. This defendant has been bond, Your Honor. Her attorney is requesting a $40,000 surety bond at this time.
All right.
May I please put a brief factual summary on the record?
Please.
Okay. Your Honor, on January 14, 2021, around 2:30 p.m., police responded to 515 Selwood Circle within Greenville County in reference to a non-responsive 3-year-old little girl. EMS and firefighters were already on the scene. When officers got there, they were informed that the victim, 3-year-old Victoria Rose Smith, whose nickname is Tori, was not doing well. The victim had been placed in foster care, Your Honor, with this defendant and her husband, Jerry Austin Robinson, by the Department of Social Services in early March of 2020, along with her 2 biological brothers, who were 7 and 6 years of age at the time, Judge. The biological mother in this case had relinquished her rights to the children, and this defendant and her husband were fostering to adopt all 3. Back to the facts, Judge. This defendant told first responders that Tori had drowned by drinking too much water. But firefighters could also see unexplained excessive bruising on her body, deep purple bruising on her abdomen, Judge, bruising on her ear, abrasions on her face, bruising down her back and up and down both legs. Police talked with this defendant to get an account of what Tori's day was like, Judge, on January 13th, and then the 14th, leading up to when this defendant, the co-defendant, called 911. This defendant told police that the night before, Tori had thrown up on the way to church, but that after that they went home. She had no real issues and that she went to sleep. Then the next morning, this defendant says that Tori ate pancakes. While she and her husband, this defendant and her husband were home alone with the child, and the other 4 boys, this defendant's 2 other biological children, and Tori's brother, went to school. She outlined for police that Tori started asking for more water, Judge, and that the co-defendant filled up her cup several times. This defendant said that the victim started saying her stomach hurt and that she was cold. That's when this defendant said she gave Tori a heated blanket and was holding Tori when the child went limp. This defendant says at that point, Your Honor, that she began to perform the Heimlich maneuver on Tori, believing that she was tripping. This defendant told police that didn't appear to work, and she began to press on Tori's stomach and told her husband to call 911. The defendant said that she was told to move Tori to the floor, Judge, and begin CPR until firefighters arrived. The lead detective on the scene, investigator Scott McGaw, began to ask additional questions about the extensive bruising that was all over Tori's body, and asked this defendant, how did that get there? As to the abdominal injuries, this defendant stated, quote, I did that. And then she also said, quote, I was pushing really hard. The officer continued to ask about the extensive bruising up and down her back, her body, and both legs. This defendant then stated that the victim's 7-year-old biological brother had anger issues and had caused those injuries. The officer asked what a 7-year-old would possibly use to cause such extreme bruising, and this defendant stated he'll pick up anything and hit her. The victim died later that day, Judge, and an autopsy was conducted by Dr. Michael Ward, Chief Medical Examiner for Greenville County. Dr. Ward determined that Tori died from multiple blunt force trauma and that the manner of death was homicide. After leaving the autopsy, law enforcement went to Bethel Elementary School, spoke to the principal about Tori's biological 7-year-old brother, that this defendant had claimed caused injuries to Tori, and the principal described him as a happy, smaller child with no outward signs of physical abuse towards anyone. Judge, this victim had no known health problem. She was in the sole custody and care of this defendant and her husband, Jerry Austin Robinson. Several days after the arrest of both of these defendants, Judge, Mr. Robinson's attorney contacted the state and said that his client wished to make a statement. Austin Robinson told police that he had not physically ever hurt Tori, but that this defendant would, quote, spank and beat her with different things, including a belt, paddle, flip-flop, or whatever. The interview was 2 hours and wide-ranging, Your Honor. But as to the actual injuries for Tori, he stated that this defendant beat Tori with a belt. He was outside and he could hear it. When he came inside, he saw the bruising and looked at Ariel and said, you've gone too far. He said that they put Tori in an Epsom salt bath. And he says he went to CVS to try to buy some medication for Tori to bring down the bruising. Your Honor, law enforcement did secure surveillance video, and it does show Jerry Austin Robinson buying that medication around 1. EMS was called to the residence roughly around 2 p.m., Judge. This is an active investigation, and at the time of Tori's death, Judge, she had not been formally adopted yet. She was under DSS care. The final adoption hearing for Tori was actually set for January 19th, 2021, and that hearing never happened. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that the state would like to speak at this hearing?
Is this the appropriate time to put victim input on the record?
Certainly.
Judge, because Tori was in DSS custody, DSS has been notified of this hearing and they're observing it. The biological mother of the victim in this case is present, and she is seeing her attorney, Jake Irwin. Her name is Cassie Ferris, and I do believe she wanted to address the court. The solicitor's office has made that available for her if she would like to speak.
Mr. Irwin, would your client care to say anything?
Yes, ma'am, just briefly.
Certainly. Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, for the record, this is Casey Fair.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Casey.
Your Honor, Officer Casey Fair. Ma'am, could I stop you for just a moment? Mr. Irwin, with your permission, could your client remove her mask?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Just so we can make sure we can hear her. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm Casey Ferris. On Thursday, January the 14th of 2021, 3-year-old daughter Victoria Rose was taken from this earth. My family and I have been devastated by her passing, and it's because of this that we respectfully request that you do not bond for the defendant.
Well, thank you so much for being here, ma'am, and I'm just so sorry for your loss, and my condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Ms. Sustakovich, you were muted at that time. Is there anything else the state would like to present?
I just wanted to note that the 2 lead officers on this case, Flood Agent Charlene Ezell and also Investigator Scott McGaw, are present. Your Honor, the state is requesting no bond in this case.
All right, thank you. And thank law enforcement for being here. Mr. Boughton?
Court, can you hear me okay?
We can now hear you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bill Boughton for Ariel Robinson today. Your Honor, I'm here with Alvin and Sharon Payne, who are Ms. Robinson's parents. Also sitting with us today is Alicia Ratliff, who is Ms. Robinson's sister. Your Honor, we're all very sorry to be here under these tragic circumstances. Our hearts break for Tori and for all those that love her. But we are requesting a bond today, respectfully asking you to consider setting a bond for Ms. Robinson. Your Honor, she's 29 years old. She's lived her entire life in Greenville County in the upstate. She's a graduate from Lander University with a degree in communications. She also holds a master's degree in education from Clemson University. She was a middle school teacher from 2016 to 2019 here in the upstate. She had been the children's director at her church for 7 years. She was an assistant coach for an upstate middle school basketball team. She volunteered as a coach at the YMCA in Simpsonville for a couple of years. She was until recently on the PTA board at an upstate elementary school here in Greenville County. She volunteered at career fairs, character building workshops at 2 different schools in the upstate. Your Honor, essentially she's been heavily involved in the community her entire life. She does not own a passport, Judge. Her family has lived here in the upstate for about 30 years. Alvin Payne, her father is a retired Army officer. Her mother Sharon is a retired substitute teacher. They're on a fixed income currently, and certainly there's been financial stresses for them. As a result of this, they're currently have legal custody of Ms. Robinson's 2 biological children. Your Honor, her sister Alicia, who's present, is a pharmacist. She currently works at Presbyterian College here, lives in the upstate, has her entire life. And Your Honor, they're here just in support of Ms. Robinson. But they're also here to ensure the court that they will assist and abide by any potential conditions that you may place on Ms. Robinson's bond if you were to grant one today. Your Honor, Ms. Robinson has no prior criminal history. She's currently been in jail for 25 days, approximately, because of this charge. And we're just asking for a reasonable secured bond to be set today, Your Honor. I know I placed a $40,000 request on my motion, and certainly that was based on the economic situation of the Paynes. But we'd like you to consider whatever you think is a reasonable bond in this situation. We have no objection to electronic monitoring or home detention should you feel that that's appropriate. Ms. Robinson understands that there are restrictions put in place by the family court regarding contact with her children, and she is prepared to comply with those. But we certainly have no objection to any extra condition of bond, be that she follow any orders of family court or other conditions that you find appropriate. The case is still an active investigation, as the solicitor said. We appreciate the information that's been quickly provided to us by Ms. Estakovich, but certainly there are other things that we haven't received yet, and we look forward to furthering our investigation. We believe that Ms. Robinson's history and characteristics demonstrate that she is not a flight risk, nor a danger to the community. But if this court has concerns based on the serious nature of the charges, then we believe that certain conditions can be put in place that would assure her appearance in the court and ensure that the community is not in any unreasonable danger. Thank you for hearing us today.
All right, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Boughton?
No, ma'am.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, thank you. Based on the seriousness of the charges and the egregious nature of the allegations in this case, I do find that the defendant in this case is a flight risk and does pose a substantial danger to the community, most particularly to the children who were in her custody and potentially even to herself. I do not know, but a danger to the community. And based on that, Mr. Boughton, I respectfully deny bond. All right, thank you. I'm now going to log off for about 15 minutes.
Child, she might. Okay, so now we're going to listen to his. Okay, y'all. So let's listen to his, guys, and then we'll get. His going to be short and sweet because he testified against her, and I don't think he's going to get as much time as she did.
Before we get going,
let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Back. Police talked with Ariel Robinson, who did give an account of Tori's day, the day before, which was January 13th, 2021, and the events leading up to her death. She told police that the night before that Tori had thrown up on the way to church. Ariel Robinson said that after church they ate pizza, went home, and things were fine.
Well, I'm just going to sum this up, y'all, because it's 30 minutes. I know y'all don't want to hear no 30 minutes. He got a $150,000 bond. I think he going to end up making a plea deal because he didn't say nothing. When you knowingly know that someone is abusing a child, he's testified against her. So that's the reason why he got the $150,000 bond. But he still have those charges. You notice that, right? So he still has those death by homicide charges homicide charges by child abuse charges. Now, will they probably lessen his charges? Probably so, because he wasn't the one that was actually abusing Victoria Rose Smith. She gonna sit up here and get mad because they told her no bond. I'm like, lady, you done sat up here and started put this on a child. She done sat up here and try to put this on Victoria Rose Smith's brother, talking about that he got anger issues. Only person around there that got anger issues is you, because you beating up on the children. Then they say she's 29 years old. Where? Yeah, you sitting up here beating on the children. And then you gonna place it on a child that he got anger issues and he be abusing. I'm like, no, that's you. And then when the husband, see, she didn't know what the husband's statement was gonna be. See, when they arrested them, he told them not to put him in the same car as her. Straight up. Because he didn't want no parts of what she did. And who would? You sitting up here beating on this girl just because she may get a little smart, a little sassy, and then you're gonna say that And then come to find out, guys, I do want to let you know, they was going to adopt her and her brothers 5 days after her death was when she was going to be adopted by Ariel and Jerry. And it didn't happen. But he did bond out. His stipulation is he could be around his children, but he can't be around children that are 18 and under. They are not going to court until the summer of next year, guys. I can't wait because y'all know I'm gonna be looking and I'm gonna be reporting. Like I said, next year is gonna be all gas, no breaks, honey. We ain't got time for no drama, honey. We only got time for the news and the views. So get ready, guys. We are going to go we're gonna go hard next year. Whatever the drama is in the past, it's in the past, and we're moving forward. But they are both supposed to be going to court. They're not going to try them together. That's because she was the one that was abusing, and he was allowing it, and he wasn't saying anything. I don't know if y'all think he's going to get the same, if they're going to drop his charges, or he's going to go to jail for life like her, or he's going to end up or they're going to offer him a plea deal. What y'all think? Right, Miss Sheila. Hard in the paint, 2022. Amen. Do you guys think that he's going to cop a plea deal, or they're going to lessen his charges, or is he going to get the same charges as her due to the fact that he didn't say nothing and he allowed it all this time? Miss Sheila said jail for life. I want him to, because of the fact that she is the ringleader of this. Jerry just henpecked. I'm just going to be real. I think he was henpecked. Yeah, they were abused too, for sure, Nancy. They were abused too. But child, I don't. I can't take it off. How can she throw it all on him when I can't take it off? Yeah, I swear to God. I don't know what you did with this. I can't take it off either. Go somewhere with this gun. It ain't working. It ain't even Christmas yet, and he's starting with these toys. Look in them to boys' eyes. They were abused. True. Yeah. If he saw it, he did it. True, but I just feel like because of the fact, I guess it's just me just having a little leniency on him, that if he's seen it, then, in my heart and in my mind, I'm like, maybe he was henpecked, maybe she was the aggressive one, and maybe she was the disciplinary person. And what she did was she whooped him too hard. She was abusive. You beating kids with switch paddles and shoes and flip-flops and stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm going to be honest. Oh, excuse me. I almost sneezed. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to discipline your children, you know how far to go and you know how far to not go. Don't be so angry at the child that you want to kill him. Why would she say that? Because they're going to have to talk to the children. They're going to have to definitely talk to the children. And the children is going to let them know what is going on. So, we'll see how it comes out in court in the summer. Thank you, y'all. I didn't mean to sneeze on the live, but I guess I'm coming down with a cold or something. I'm trying to fight it. I might just take one of these Alka-Seltzer maximum strength sinus and cold day. I'm gonna take the orange one because I don't need to take the night one, child. Because child, I end up going to sleep on these children. They eat up the whole household. Anyway, we'll see how this pans out, guys. I wanted to make sure. I'm gonna take something so I can feel better. Cause I want to continue to bring you guys content until June the 30th. Y'all know I'm gonna try to go live every day. But I may take Sunday off. Y'all know December 26th is Jamel's birthday. So I'm gonna go and spend that day with him. But other than that, I might still go live. But other than that, we're gonna go live every day, and we're gonna get some updates. I know there's some stuff going on in the news now, but it's not. It's okay. So y'all know how these children do. But I do want to let you guys know that tomorrow, since we cover Victoria Rose Smith, thanks to Reese Cup. Since we covered Victoria Rose Smith, tomorrow, guys, we're going to cover the 15-year-old girl that was in Louisiana that got stabbed and killed at Walmart. We're going to talk about that. The grandmother did an interview with Nancy Grace, and we're going to listen to that interview, and we're going to talk about how we as adults should not be influencing children to stab one another and kill one another. It shouldn't be nothing. You shouldn't have that much hate in your heart towards someone that you want to take their life, child. You have to be a better example for your children. Even if you're the aunt, the uncle, the you have to be better examples. Don't teach your children how to be. Teach your. It's like you have to teach your children not to be bullies, and that means you can't be a bully. You can't say don't be a bully, but you're sitting up here bullying people. Hey, Tyrone and Famous, how y'all doing? If you're up here bullying people on social media, and then you're telling. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You sitting up here abusing people. I mean, bullying people on social media, and then and then you don't respect no retaliation, and you expect to continue to bully, and then you'll either make someone either snap and kill you, and find you and kill you, or kill you and or take their life because of the bullying. So you have to teach your children not to be bullies. I'm teaching mine every day to love people for who they are. And if people don't do right by you, they don't love you correctly, then just move along. It's the best thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I seem like I'm getting sick. But we have to teach our children about bullying and how any negative or bad consequences that they make. There's a 13-year-old child sitting in a juvenile detention center waiting for murder charges. Those are you're 13 years old. Those are the most severe charges you could ever have. Murder. And you're 13 years old. That is some severe charges. And you a baby. You ain't even lived your life. But a grown person that like mess took you to Walmart and you confronted this girl because you probably didn't like her or something, or she talked about it to your how you and her was beefing back and forth about nothing, and then you got one of the knives and you stabbed her in the chest. Go to bed. Don't touch nothing else. Just go to bed. Take you, brush your teeth and go to bed. You better not touch no gifts, or I'm taking them all back. I'm taking them all back to the North Pole. Yeah, I swear to God, they've been messing with them gifts. I'm about to send them all back. I'm so sick of them and gifts. They act like they can't wait 4 days. And I got more to wrap. Anyway, I know that's what I need so they can stop, child. They put the F on the shelf right there in their room. Just we watching you do anything that ain't right. They're gonna be crying. Jayla, mommy, I can't sleep in my room because the F on the shelf is looking at me. Good. Now go to bed. I'm not playing with them. I swear to God, watch it be toothpaste everywhere and watch them just be up. These children of mine, child. Like, I got to deal with this with their minds. But, I'm working, I work from home, so I can't really just be watching them. And here they come, mommy. Like today, they just all came where I was at, and they both was in the room. One was on my phone, one was on the tablet, sitting there, just got their music loud, talking loud, telling on each other. Mommy, Jamel hit me. I said, Lord, when they go back to school? That's all I said. When they go back, I got to deal with it for 2 weeks. Then the daycare, like, ain't no use to taking them to daycare because the daycare closed. Open Monday and Tuesday, then it closed for a whole week and a half. So ain't no use to taking them to daycare. My life. But I love them. Anyway, guys, yeah, so we're gonna be talking about the 15-year-old girl. I will be releasing her name. I will be releasing the name of the young 13-year-old girl that is sitting in jail right now for her death. And we're gonna listen to the grandmother interview because she says a lot in the interview that we would like to know. That was one of my videos that went viral. Yeah, I did. I went viral. I was so happy. I was shocked it did. And then I'll see what other ones that kind of like had pretty good there were some good stories. Now I had some sad stories too, guys. A mother, we'll talk about that later. This is too much. Anyway, guys, I'm about to go to bed. It's 11:13. I know I need to be in the bed, and I know y'all do too. So make sure you guys, if you have not yet, hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'm make sure you turn the bell on. If you want to be a News and Views member, all you have to do is press the join button. And that's it. That's all. Thank you guys so much for watching.